Hello, everyone, and welcome to the story of health indicators of 9 states in India. This is an outcome of an analysis that Neha, Agreem, and myself, Sandeep, have done to gather key insights. We shall look at this in view of a health inspector or a head of state to gain insights into the raw data collected as part of the sample study done across 9 states and 284 districts. Number one question on anyone's mind: what is the overall health statistics of a state or a district? More so when you're talking about empowered action group states. Just to introduce empowered action group states, we call it EAG states. 9 of the 29 states in India come under the purview of EAG simply because they are socioeconomically backward, lag behind in the demographic transition, and have the highest infant mortality rates in the country. These 9 states approximately account for 48% of total population and are the high focus states in view of relatively higher fertility and mortality rates. Education awareness, right? These are two key elements which helps one correlate the overall pulse of the state. In fact, in these states, most of the services like practices, uh, institution delivery, curbing child labor, etc., are non-existent. Moving on, another element which is very critical before we get into further assessment is the population stats. 70-30 is the population distribution between rural and urban India. But here in this chart on the left hand side, it's evident that rural population is significantly higher than the national average across each of these states, barring Madhya Pradesh, which is about 68 and 32. We can drill down further to check on how is the distribution across districts in each of these states and take gather key insights as well. If you look at the chart on the right, while the representative sample amounts to 21 million in terms of population, Uttar Pradesh leads the pack with approximately 23% of the population share. With this background, let's move on and let's understand mortality rates among especially children. Great insights here, and some of the numbers are alarming. We know that Uttar Pradesh has the highest population, but look at the child immunization stats on the right hand side here. Right, they have the highest no vaccination percentage, and Odisha as a state is leading the pack with max coverage on immunization, which is the least here. Coming to the mortality stats, again Uttar Pradesh needs to do something in this area. Let's select Uttar Pradesh here. I click on Uttar Pradesh. They have the highest percentage for each of the causes of mortality, be it neonatal, post-neonatal, infant mortality rates, or under 5 mortality rates. Another important scheme in the context of curbing mortality, if I just bring the map again, Janani Suraksha Yojana, which is in the bottom right, which is also known as Mother Security Scheme in English, is an Indian government scheme proposed by the government of India. It actually aims to decrease neonatal and maternal deaths happening in the country by promoting institution delivery of babies. This is a safe motherhood intervention scheme under the National Rural Health Mission. It is 100% sponsored scheme and actually brings in cash assistance with delivery and post-delivery care. Again, looking at this chart right bottom here, Uttar Pradesh is in news for wrong reasons. If you look at considering the population relative number, which is highest, this is the state that needs intervention to address these findings. High in mortality rates and least available financial assistance as well, which is a cause of concern. Now let's look at how each of these states are doing when it comes to literacy, work, and marriage stats. On the literacy front, national average is around 74.04%, and the table color coded with green, these ones, indicates that these states are doing pretty well, while the ones in gray need to improve. With respect to schooling stats, Bihar and Uttarakhand are doing pretty well here. Right? Let's choose Bihar and Uttarakhand as two states. Bihar, Uttarakhand. They're doing pretty well here. Right? Let's select all of them back here. On the work stats, Madhya Pradesh has the highest child labor percentage. Look at this, Madhya Pradesh. Yeah, this is the one. And on the one that has a direct correlation to child mortality is the marriage statistics. Right? Uttar Pradesh, knowing the population as the max, man and woman getting married before the legally prescribed age for marriage in India. So with this, in fact, if you look at the summary, for anyone looking into these visualizations, it is pretty evident that Uttar Pradesh as a state needs serious intervention from central and state government to bring in policies and schemes to address Many things. Child mortality is number one, curb child labor, better awareness among men and women related to marriageable age, and timely immunization for the children. That's very critical. So, looking at these data collected, the stats here are just the tip of the iceberg, and the intention by us was to surface high level stats as a head start into further assessment. I hope this was useful. Thank you and signing off.